Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're going to talk about Kourtney being out of the hospital. She's still heavily pregnant. She was escorted home by her husband Travis Barker, and some things that I believe are currently happening based on details, right? So I want you all to stick with me and just listen carefully, okay? Now, initially, we learned that there was an emergency, and Travis Barker, with his bandmate Blink 182, they had to end their show, and Travis Barker returned home. So we know that the emergency was definitely surrounded by Kourtney. Now, when the media, asked Shauna Mokla, Travis Barker ex, Shauna actually told us what was going on. She was the one that basically, let the cat out the bag. And even though while I don't appreciate what she did, in a sense I do, because no one was saying anything besides emergency. And sometimes people believe that because you are just a fan base, your concern is not as deep as the family. But oftentimes, fans' concerns are even deeper than the family, because there's one thing Kourtney has told us that we can observe and see, that she wasn't telling a lie. Kourtney has always said that the family image that her family portrays on TV, it's different in reality. On TV, they pretend as though they're tight-knit, they're really close, there's this amazing bond, but in reality, it does not exist. And with this emergency case with Kourtney, I believe that we can see evidence of that. Because in one of my earlier videos, I said Kourtney is okay. We can use the mere fact that, her sisters and her mom, they were posting on Instagram, so which means that they know that she's okay. But then my daughter brought it to my attention that Kendall wasn't posting on Instagram, and I said, you know what? It means that Kourtney is still in the hospital, or there could be some type of calculated move in this sense. And I'm going to explain that to you. If you guys remember, when the fire was in California, the last fire wherein Kourtney chose not to go to Khloe's house, nor Kim's house, nor mom Kris Jenner, she went to Kendall's house, right? Kourtney was there with Kendall, and she was there for quite a while. They all slept in the same bed, and Kourtney really enjoyed being out of her home, which we know it's not something she likes to do. So when she was with Kendall, Kendall was like, Kourtney, I love you and I love you to death, but I need my space. The emergency has been cleared. Everyone has returned home. I love you, but you need to go because I need my space. And, they laughed. Kourtney understood. Kendall understood. So I believe that when it comes to Kourtney, Kendall is the more sensitive one, because when everyone was back to posting on Instagram, Kendall wasn't, which gave a sense that Kourtney was still in the hospital at that point. But we could see where Kendall later returned to Instagram, posted a throwback video of her and her dad, then one with her standing hugging a horse, right? As though when you've been through a period of stress and you just want to ground yourself, you either go around animal or nature, or the photograph could signify a moment of gratitude for Kendall. She's grateful and happy that her sister and the baby is out of the hospital and is okay, right? Now, what I find to be really selfish of her family, and it's given the sense that her family, they were there but not truly there, was the mere fact that, they were all back to posting on Instagram. And then we saw Kris Jenner at Beyonce's Renaissance tour doing the electric slide with Jay-Z and Tina Knowles. I'm saying that if that, if your daughter was still in the hospital, what are you doing at Beyonce's concert doing the electric slide? Or unless on Kris Jenner's demand, TMZ had this article to release before now, but on Kris Jenner's request, they held on to the report because Courtney was released before Kris Jenner went to the Beyonce's concert. But based on Kris Jenner's request, TMZ is just putting out the article because Kris Jenner intends to capitalize on this moment, change the date to create a storyline, right? Because it would not be the first that, the family has done something like that. No. Another key important point is this. So the next important key that we could use to identify when Courtney is due is the fact that Travis Barker band Blink-182, they were scheduled to perform on September 2nd in Glasgow, UK, and on September 4th in Belfast, UK, which means that Courtney is scheduled to deliver maybe the last week in September, if not the last week in November. But I believe that it is sometime in November, because considering that this is Travis and Courtney's first child together, Travis would not be on tour while he knows his wife is scheduled to give birth or anytime close to her due date. Because if you look at the date, September 2nd, September 4th, and then they resume tour March 11th, March 14th of 2024, that is very much telling. And when Courtney had announced her pregnancy, it was 11 weeks ago. At that point, Courtney was maybe about 6 to 7 months pregnant. And if she was, let's say, at 6 months with the 11 weeks added, then we know that she's not yet at her due date. The due date is the ideal date for her to have baby. That would be much safer for the child and Courtney in terms of child's strength, health, and complete development. And when I say complete development, I'm talking about the baby's weight and strength, because they gain most of their strength and weight in the final 6 to 8 weeks, they say. So based on the fact that, those tour dates were scheduled, you could tell that she's not yet due to give birth. But guys, the greatest thing is that Courtney is okay. Her baby is okay. And based on what we can tell so far, things, were a bit risky for her. At one point, things were scary, but she's home safe. Her baby is safe. And we're going to keep sending prayers of love, protection, and positive energy for Courtney and her baby, as well as Travis Barker as well. Travis has been through a lot mentally, physically, and emotionally. He doesn't need any fear of anything at this point. But guys, that's all I have to say in this video. Let me know what are your thoughts, and while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up, share if you care. See you all later. Bye guys.